Okay children, this is how to make a protractor out of paper that will allow you to estimate really quite accurately angles when drawing pie charts. So I'm going to use a glass. I'm going to draw round the circular top of the glass. It's quite a large glass because I want to make it easy for myself. So I've drawn around that, and then I'm going to cut my circle out really carefully, as accurately round the lines as I can. Okay, so I've cut my circle out. I have a nice, perfectly round circular disc of paper now. And what I'm going to do next is really carefully fold my paper disc in half. Make sure the edges meet up absolutely spot on. Okay, and give it a nice crease along that edge. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. Again, make sure I crease along that so you can see I've folded it, and it's just a quarter of the original circle now. I'm going to fold it again. It's getting slightly harder, but it's still fairly easy to fold, so you can see I've folded it one more time, and I can just about squeeze in a final fold, being really careful at the tip here to fold it again, making sure the edges match up, and give a really nice crease along the closed edge there. Once I've done that, I'm going to open my circle out and lay it flat again on my work table. What I want to do now, take my ruler and really carefully mark the fold lines with a nice sharp pencil. So absolutely make sure you get the pencil lines exactly on the fold lines. I'm doing the half line, then I'm doing the line that divides it up into quarters. Now the line that divides it up into eighths. For this one, I'm putting my point of my pencil in the centre of the circle, lining up my ruler, making sure it's lined up on the line there, in the centre, and on the other side as well. So you can see I've done that. For the rest of it, I'm not really going to bother marking up those too much. I'm interested in mostly in these divisions around here. So I'm just going to mark that with little spots of my pencil there. I'm not actually going to draw the lines there, so you can see just there. I'll make those markers a bit bigger. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is at the top of my circle, I'm going to mark that with a 0. That's 0 degrees. Then this point here is a quarter of the circle. That's a right angled turn. This is a right angle in here, and that's 90 degrees. So I'm remembering to put my little degrees symbol in the little circle. Next, I'm going to mark this one. So that's halfway between 90 and 0, which is 45. And I've now got two halfway points here. So I'm looking at halfway between 45 and 0. So half of 40 is 20, half of 5 is 2.5, which makes that 22.5. So 22.5 degrees. And to make my life even easier, I'm going to mark halfway between 0 and 22.5 degrees. So half of 20 is 10, half of 2 is 1, so that's 11, and half of 0.5 is 0.25. So midway between 0 and 22.5 is 11.25. Okay, so I can add more divisions in if I want, but I probably can estimate the angles I need fairly accurately to create a pie chart using that. It's not the most accurate protractor in the world, but it's certainly accurate enough for drawing a pie chart, and for drawing a pie chart of children in 8th class, that should be fine for me.